Hello, Mr. Smith, and also Mr. Kobayashi. Thanks for coming. It is my understanding that you are here regarding, since you're both our neighbors, something has happened, and we are here to resolve it, hopefully. So everything that we discuss here is going to be confidential. To start, each of you will have a turn to speak about what has been happening and how it has affected you. Then next we'll explore your concerns in detail, the impact they had, filling in information, finding out what each of you most wants and needs. Then the second part of our session will focus on the future and the topics you need to resolve or decide. We will take the time for you to find resolutions that truly meet your needs and will be workable, and we'll record the decision you make in a written agreement. And it's going to be 2.5 hours in our one session today, but I think that we all can do it in this 2.5 hours, and we'll meet 2.5 weeks after that if we're going to have another session. All right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, who would like to go first and tell me what happened?
Me.
All right. Mr. Kobayashi, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I am here because Dale had many things, actually. Okay. So he threatened me physically, threatened physical harm to me.
Okay. And
my 86-year-old father, and on top of that, he threw poison over the fence, he damaged our entire lawn, our yard, our koi pond, killed all of our trees, injured my father physically with the poison, and he tried to attack me in my father's garage. So
and how does that make you feel regarding Mr. Smith's attack to
I mean, I am not happy about it, mm-hmm. and I very much would like to take him to court, but unfortunately the district attorney said that he referred us to mediation because he said that he doesn't 100% believe my story, and he thinks that I don't have a viable case that he caused this harm to my and that he has caused this harm to my yard, and I think it's not fair that he won't prosecute because he said that he believes Dale's side more. And I just honestly want to get my yard fixed again. Mm-hmm. That's basically what I want. I don't care about the money. I just want all my stuff back how it was. I want the trees and the koi fish and everything to be back to normal. Mm-hmm. It meant a lot to me and my dad. And yeah, that's why I'm here.
So it is my understanding that this is what your dad wants as well?
Yeah. I have to speak on behalf of my dad because my dad does not speak English, mm-hmm. and I know the situation firsthand with Dale because I have been there for while this is all going on. Mm-hmm. With my dad's neighbor. I've tried to talk to him many times, and it has not been working, and I've been threatened myself by him. He's tried to attack me. He's attacked my father with the poison. So
that's bullshit.
I just don't understand why Dale is doing any of this.
And during our mediation, what do you hope to get out of our session today?
I mean, I'm a good person, and I would love for my father to not have a horrible neighbor and a horrible relationship with his neighbor. I would love for, like, literally just all of our stuff back. I would love for our yard to be how it was again. I would love for our trees to be specifically the tree that we were, like, that we had. I want the, like, 10-year-old apple tree, and I want the 9 medium-sized koi fish that we originally had that died from his poison. So I want everything back to how it was. Exactly. And I need him to set it up with a landscaper himself. I don't want my dad to have to do any of the work. I don't want the money. I want Dale to work with a landscaper himself and pay for all of it exactly how it was.
Mm-hmm. And is there any other type of issues that you feel like we have left unsaid before we carry on?
I mean, I just don't understand why Dale is doing this. And honestly, I think he's racist. And I think that he's doing this just because my dad is not from here. And he thinks that that's an okay reason to treat him like this and to do these crazy things to us and harass us. I think that it's racism, and I think I have no other reasoning to even. I have no idea why he keeps why. I have no idea.
So, Mr. Kobayashi, what you believe is that this whole situation has to do with Mr. Smith being racist towards you and your dad. So the koi fish, the trees, has been damaged because of that?
Yeah, I think that it was an attack on us. Okay. It was a racist attack because he didn't like that his neighbors were not like him, so he just thought that that's an okay reason. Like, that's what racist people do, is for no reason. Some of a different race, they just do these horrible things to them. And that's the only thing I can think of, that he would vandalize our entire backyard, and our our stuff in our backyard meant so much to us, so much.
I see. And I understand that you feeling very upset over the whole situation. And have you ever talked with Mr. Smith? Have you ever gone to his house? And
yes, I've tried to talk to him, but he just is crazy, and I have no idea what he's capable of. And he came over in my own father's garage when we were going to talk about it. And he threatened me. He threatened me and my father physical harm. And he said that he was going to attack us. And I had to defend myself because he was going to physically harm me. So that's the only time that I've tried to talk with him about it.
All right, and let's carry on to Mr. Smith. Can you tell me what has happened?
Well, so originally, let's just first talk about the plants that have died. I did not purposely throw any poison, or I have no personal vendetta against them. I actually love your dad, but, it's you I have an issue with. You're the one that speaks on his behalf always. I don't even know if he even feels this way half of the time.
He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but you see,
Mr. Gowashi, let Mr. Smith finish this.
I just feel like he has something against me. I don't know why. What it is, I have no clue. I've actually, one time I had the narcotics come and arrest me. I was arrested by the narcotics department. And I'm pretty sure they called them on me. Specifically, he did. And
that's not true.
And
that's
I just feel like ever since I've moved here, I've had like a complete invasion of privacy. They have cameras facing at my house and directly into my bathroom, which is really kind of creepy. And I just think it's just all really bizarre, you know. And yeah, about the plants dying, I feel bad that your plants died, but it's not like I wasn't trying to like kill the plants or anything. I just threw up some Roundup weed killer to get rid of some of the weeds, and just, I guess by coincidence, some of their plants may have dwindled, but I don't think I was the reasoning behind them completely dying. I don't think they water them even. I don't think they even watered them for a long time. So
we take very good care of our plants.
Well, yeah, until you saw the situation and what you can get out of me. So they saw the situation, and at this point, they're just doing everything they can to get money out of me. And I've been through some really tough times lately. My ex-wife, I just got divorced. She got full custody of my kids. I never really get to see them. I just lost my job. It's just, I'm in a rough patch, you know?
I see. So, from what I'm hearing is that, Mr. Smith, you're actually kind of confused of why Mr. Kobayashi and his father have something against you, and also you're not sure, like, or why the plants have died in their backyard.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay.
Because I certainly am not racist, and I certainly would never do something to purposefully ruin or vandalize someone's property. That's just not in my character.
And how have you ever tried to resolve the rough patch between you and?
Yeah, I have. I actually went over there once. I walked over to the garage, and he was doing some weird taekwondo stuff and trying to act all tough, like he can like kick my ass. And it was just a little bizarre. It was odd behavior, and I didn't know what to do from there. And so I could have resorted to violence, but I didn't, because that's just again not in my character. That's just not who I am.
And how does it make you feel when Mr. Kobayashi thinks that you are racist for acting a certain way towards their family?
It makes me upset. It makes me upset because that's not who I am. So it's just upsetting to think that someone would think that, or that they would feel that way, because I feel like I've never really done anything to make them feel that way. So it's just unfortunate on their behalf.
And Mr. Smith, I'm sorry about your divorce and your children.
Yeah.
So you're going through some really rough times right now.
Definitely. That in itself is a whole court case, and then from them calling the cops on me, that is a whole other court case. The last thing I need is this to turn into another court case. I'm willing to pay $500 to fix the backyard. I know someone that can get a lot of this stuff done for a good price. And again, because I feel bad for the effect my weed killer may have had on their plants, but I definitely didn't throw it over the fence or into Mr. Kobayashi's face.
You never intentionally do it?
No,
Okay.
that's just
not
ridiculous.
true.
No,
That's
that's
not
so
true.
ridiculous. Who does that? Who does that?
Right. And what do you hope to get out of the mediation today?
I would hope for us to come to an agreement on how much money they're willing to accept from me.
And are you hoping to have a good relationship in the future with Mr.
Oh, of course.
Kobayashi?
Who wouldn't want a good relationship with their next door neighbor? You know? But at the same time, I can't deny the fact that my privacy is being invaded, and I'm being accused of things that are just certainly not true. And on the other hand, they're asking for damages for the fish. I've never seen any fish in that pond. There were never any fish.
That's not true.
Do you
there
have
are
proof?
fish. There were
Do
fish.
you have proof that there
I
were
can
fish?
show you a picture.
Pictures.
Let Mr. Smith finish.
Yeah, so I don't think that the fish ever existed, and I think they're just making it up to get a little extra money out of me.
So Mr. Smith, you're saying fish never existed.
No.
You never seen it,
No.
and you okay? That's okay. All right. And
The thing that upsets me the most, though, is my invasion of privacy. Because there's literally cameras looking right into my bathroom.
mm-hmm.
It's strange.
There are no more cameras.
Well, there were certainly cameras looking right into my bathroom.
No, that's not even a camera.
Yes,
That's
it is a
literally,
camera.
we have motorcycle pieces hanging.
Who hangs motorcycle pieces from their house? It's a freaking
My
camera.
father does.
No.
Mr. Smith, is there any other issues that you think we have left unsaid before I start asking open questions to Mr. Kobayashi again?
No, I don't think. I think we pretty much covered it all
Okay.
for the most part.
All right. So, Mr. Kobayashi, it's my understanding that you felt that you were getting threatened from Mr. Smith,
Mm-hmm.
and you wanted to take this to court if it's not being resolved, and you believe that this whole deal has to do with Mr. Smith being racist towards you and your dad. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
All right. So, let me ask you, how much do you feel like Mr. Smith should pay you or your dad for the damages? And what are the damage
The
properties?
district attorney said that the value of the damages was $3,500. But like I said, I'm not at all interested.
Is a little ridiculous.
I am not at all interested in the money at
Oh,
all. I'm
you're not.
interested in our yard being exactly how it was, meaning you need to go and find a 10-year-old apple tree and a 10-year-old lemon tree and 10-year-old cherry tree, and on top of that you need to go find medium-sized koi fish and replace all of them that had died.
There were none.
You need to
beginning.
fix our entire pond. We have to take out all of the water, everything that was in the pond, and refinish the whole pond again because there still could be the poison that you threw over.
There was no poison. It's weed.
And it killed our animals.
all the animals.
So
that never
how is
existed.
that not poison? It
Weed killer doesn't
irritated
kill
my
animals.
father's eyes. It killed our trees.
Weed killer does not kill animals.
So Mr. Kobayashi, you actually want Mr. Smith to replace every single item that has been damaged,
Yes.
and instead of
And I don't care about the money. I care about our yard because the yard is very important to me.
and with that, do you believe afterwards you can forgive for Mr. Smith?
I mean, yeah, I
Are
want
you
my
so
dad
willing
to have a good relationship with his neighbor, and there's no reason. I have no idea why he's even doing this to us, why Dale is doing this. You know, like, I would love for my dad to have a good neighbor, and he's old. He's 86, so, I mean, he doesn't need to be attacked or have someone threatening him.
So it sounds like Mr. Kobayashi, you're very anxious for what have happened, and you really wish everything can be replaced as soon
Yeah,
as possible.
yes, that's exactly it.
Let's see. And all right, Mr. Smith. My understanding from your position is that you never have put anything purposely on Mr. Kobayashi's yard, right? And you actually never seen the fish.
No.
You're willing to pay $500 to fix the backyard.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Is it for the trees and for the fish?
Well, not the fish because the fish never existed. But I'm willing to take care of the dead plants.
Have you ever visited their backyard to see the fish? How
Yes,
did you know
I've seen them. From over the fence, I've seen the fish. That didn't exist.
And can you tell me
Yeah, when
what
he was
happened
destroying
to
our camera.
the fence incidents? Can you tell me a little more?
What about what fences?
When you knocked the camera off of our
I didn't
house.
knock the camera. I
When you
was
used the
trying to
broom.
move the camera so it wouldn't be looking directly into my bathroom
But
because
you
that's an
broke
invasion
it.
of
You
privacy.
broke the camera.
And in the process, it may have dismantled.
I see. So you knocked the camera down because you thought it was invasive because it's towards your bathroom.
Looking
isn't it?
right into my bathroom, I
Alright.
couldn't step out of the shower without seeing a camera looking
Wait,
right
it
at me.
was not facing.
It was literally
me.
facing
It
my
was
bathroom.
not.
So was it a camera, Mr.?
Yes,
Yes, it
I
was a
have
camera.
a camera. I have a camera. Just that one camera set
You
up.
put cameras everywhere, looking right at my house.
No,
It's so
there
weird.
was one
It's
single
bizarre.
camera because my dad is old. He's 86. He does not have any other form of security, and I wanted to keep a watch on the house and just make sure. And it is directed towards the back door where someone would come and break in. So that's where it's facing. And he has very old family heirlooms and all kinds of stuff in his house that are worth a lot of money. And that's our security system, and he knocked it down. There's no other cameras now. So he's being crazy, saying still that there's cameras facing.
So, Mr. Smith, can you have an understanding for Mr. Kobayashi since he's elderly? Maybe a camera can be something that makes him feel.
And I can see the camera being very useful if it were looking towards the door, but it's looking at my window. So that's
We
that.
have no interest in your life.
Well,
we
clearly you do.
We did not call the
Because-
cops on you. I have no idea what
Yes,
you're
you did.
talking about
You did.
with that.
Okay.
I have no interest
All right.
in.
Just like your little taekwondo session.
Let's carry on. Mr. Kobayashi, how do you feel about Mr. Smith's offer for only $500 to fix your backyard?
That's not enough, and I don't
More
want
than enough.
money. I said this a million times now. I don't want money.
The thing is,
I want the things. I want
can
him
you
to
see-
do it
No.
and hire the contractor, get it done. I don't want money. I
some
don't
weed
wanna
killer
deal with
is
it.
not going to kill a bunch of trees and fish.
You
and all this
threw
stuff.
poison over our
Okay.
fence.
Where would I even get poison from?
So, Mr. Kobayashi, you also understand that Mr. Smith is going through some rough times now because of a divorce and can't see
I
his
didn't know
children.
about that, but
Do you think there could be a possibility for Mr. Smith to just pay you with money to cover the
no,
damages?
I don't want the money. I want the things back in our yard. It's the principle of this whole thing because I think he's being racist, and it's
Yeah.
the
That's the
principle
keyword. You think.
of this.
You don't think.
This is our yard and is very important to us, very spiritually and emotionally important to us, and he ruined it. So he needs to put it back how it was, as principle of the whole thing. I don't care about the money. I don't care about all this. I just want everything to be back. And that's how I am. I am a forgiving person. If he wants to fix the problem that he caused, then it would be great to no longer have any future problems with him.
I see. And Mr. Smith, how do you feel about Mr. Kobayashi's statement with covering all his damages?
I think 3,200, 3,500, however much it is a little ridiculous for a couple of trees.
Are you going to buy the trees, including the fish, to cover the
I'm willing
damages?
to
Because
buy some trees.
Mr. Kobayashi is saying that he doesn't care about the money. It's actually he wants to replace everything, the trees, the fish,
Mm-hmm.
just the way they were.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And
you thinking that could
if
be?
there was some way of proving what existed,
Mhm.
then I'm willing to meet somewhere. But
Yeah.
you can't just say there were like 20 fish and expect me to buy 20 fish because
There were 9 fishes, right?
9. There were 9.
Okay.
There were.
Since
not even one.
so, a few trees and a few fish, I believe, can cost way less than if Mr.
38?
Kobayashi have asked you.
Yes,
just
by far,
yeah.
definitely.
hmm And
But-
so, Mr. Smith, you think that you can possibly going to pay? Let me know. Recover all the damages?
I would be willing to recover it to a certain extent, but not 3,800 or 3,500, however much it was, the number, because that's just insane.
The
Maybe we'll buy
district
some
attorney
trees.
said 3,500 was the price.
Well, the district attorney is crazy.
Because we had specific, very old and very matured trees. And we had specific kind of koi fish, specific size.
Well, that's what the district
and
attorney
it costs
said.
$300.
I'm pretty sure the
9
point
of
of
them.
mediation is to come to a new agreement. So forget about what the district attorney said. Okay.
It's not fair.
So, actually, our mediation has come to an end, and it's great that we're actually making some progress because Mr. Kobayashi has learned something new about Mr. Smith. And Mr. Smith, you have come to an understanding like why the security camera was there originally. So our next meeting is actually going to be in 2 weeks, and hopefully we can both think about it, about our conversation today, and maybe we can come up with an agreement on our next meeting. So, yeah, thank you for coming.